Joining us now is Honorable E.J. Agbonayinma, who is a member of the House of Representatives. Honorable, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. Thank you to our viewers out there.
Well, I'm sure you must have been monitoring developments as well, and you saw only recently the release coming very shortly on the trail of President Obasanjo's special statement, and now we see another statement by former military president General Ibrahim Babangida. What did you make of it when you saw this second release coming so soon after President Obasanjo's oath?
Well, let me take you back. First of all, I'm a little bit disappointed what is happening in our dear nation, and even Nigerians also feeling the pain and the agony and the ways and means and the way they are playing politics of destruction rather than putting the interests of Nigeria at the front burner.
Who is?
Well, when you say who is, you know those who, like, looking at the first person you mentioned, the former president, an elder statement of that nature, try to heat up the system. You know, I would have expected former President Obasanjo to visit Mr. President, President Buhari. That was the different avenues and means to reach Mr. President as a former president and a former head of state as well. And not only that, as a general, and all of them working together for the interest of generality of this country. But what do you see? Because former president is playing politics of deceit. Because, look, he was a president of this country, for God's sake. He had the opportunity to redeem and put this country in the right perspective for good 8 years. And not only that, he also ruled as military head of state. What did he do at the time? What did he do? But for him to now start to pull him down syndrome, why should he heat up the system in such manner? I think Nigerians, we are watching. Nigerians are no longer fools.
Honorable, just one minute.
With all due respect.
When you started your opening statement, you said you're quite disappointed with what is happening in the polity. What precisely are you disappointed in?
I am disappointed because Nigerians are suffering. Nigerians are paying. Fuel scarcity has resurrected again because of those who want to blackmail. They want to do everything humanly possible to pull the government down. Look, if this government succeeds, all of us will be rejoicing and happy. But if it fails, it will consume everybody. Look, let's not play to the gallery. Let us not play partisan politics that is being played. For former President Obasanjo, yes, he's a Nigerian. He has the right to his opinion. But his opinion should not be opinion that will try to destroy this country.
So you acknowledge that things are difficult.
They are difficult because the cabals are playing to the gallery. They are pulling the government down. When you fight corruption, what happens? Corruption fight back at you. Corruption is the one fighting right now.
I don't remember, when you look at the state of things in the country, I know you've mentioned the issue of the fuel crisis, but in the past, on this platform, you have said very openly and publicly that you are what you consider an IBB boy, that you have a history with the former military president, Ibrahim Babangida. Now, the issue on the front burner this morning is the former military president's letter, and I want to ask you, he raised some very serious issues with this administration, bordering on the reaction to the farmer-herdsman clashes, et cetera, et cetera. And I want to ask you, do you lump him in with former President Obasanjo on this issue because he's very, very critical? Or do you think that there are just no issues right now and the federal government should be exonerated?
No, don't say that. Not only federal government, all of us, including you and I, we are responsible, we are accountable. We all have a role to play. Do your part. Guess what? You can bring an added value to the development of this country. It's not only government, it's not only President Buhari that can solve the problem of this country, or either me. But what I'm saying is, when you're talking about IBB, look at the system, what is happening now. Is that what we should be talking about? We should be talking about how to heal wounds, the pain and agony that the people that have been killed, their family. Look at what happened in Benue. Look, now, when you begin to look, yes, after former President Obasanjo, he wrote a letter. Now they are dragging the former President IBB to the saying, to legitimize, to make it authentic that, yes, he wrote a letter to Mr. President Buhari. And I can tell you, I called yesterday the hilltop mansion in Mina. to ascertain, to really clear the air, whether he made such statement, whether he wrote such letter. Look, I am highly disappointed. Because don't drag Abibi into this.
Honorable
don't
member.
drag.
What was the response you got when you called?
Because the response I got that there was nothing of such. He never wrote a letter. If you know former President Babangida, he's not a man that will come out to, everybody knows that. If even before I even spoke, to match the heat of mansion, I was talking to my wife. I said, I don't believe this.
Sorry, can we ask you, who precisely did you speak with at the Hilltop Mansion?
I spoke to the private secretary that should have written the letter. I spoke to the chief of staff, okay?
But not the general himself?
I didn't speak to the general himself.
Okay,
because when I called, he was already asleep, fast asleep. I called at 9 last night. If the chief of staff and the private secretary, Jalingo,
honorable member,
they would not say it's a total lie. And they have refuted that immediately. Okay. I spoke to your chairman yesterday on this issue. This is a very serious issue. We should...
Honorable member, please, I need to ask you a very important question. Here. Now, this day has said that it spoke exclusively with the general, not with the secretary, not with the chief of staff, not with a friend, with the general. And the general was very categorical in saying that it was his friends that authored the second letter without his permission. Now, if we take that, then the issues raised in the letter become very, very pertinent. And I want to ask you, sir, in the letter, he did not necessarily attack the current president as much as advise the current president about the need for a new breed, a new generation of leadership. And the words he used was digital leadership. Now, you've mentioned the issue of the farmer-herdsman clashes, and some people have said, look, why hasn't the president gone to visit? Do we need somebody a bit more active? All these questions are in the air. And if the former military president is taken correctly, he's saying that maybe a younger leader or a different kind of leader would respond differently to national issues. What are your thoughts on that idea?
Let me tell you this. It's not about whether you are young or whether you are old. What is important is the ability to care for others, the ability to be committed to this great country. I can say that if you look at what happened at the National Assembly not too long ago, we fought so hard to pass the bill, not too young to run, so that younger ones can be involved.
But some people will say it's not about the age of the leaders, it's about the age of their ideas.
You are very correct. And I tell you, what is happening in this country is going to require the collective effort of every Nigerian to put Nigeria right. When you point one finger, I've often said that the other four is pointing at you. What have you done lately to contribute your quota to the development of this country? We are all guilty as charged. We've seen a crime be committed and failure to report the scene of that crime to the nearest law enforcement agency. You are as guilty as the man or woman who committed that crime.
Isn't that what the leaders are doing? If they think that things are not going right and they're just silent, aren't they, doing something wrong as well?
Well, to an extent. Let me tell you this. Let's take like our former president, Obasanjo, who started this, menace. To me, it's a menace. In writing letter to the Mr. President.
Special statement is a menace?
It's a menace. You know why?
Why?
He have no moral justification whatsoever. No moral justification to write any letter because he had the opportunity to put this country right.
There are people who have said, ignore the...
No, forget about ignore.
Just a moment.
The credibility.
Just a moment.
It's not about ignoring the credibility of the man
Just a moment, Mr. Honorable. Look at the message.
He's not the right person.
Is there anything you can fault in his message? Even the federal government, in response to that letter, they did not take him up. They actually took their time to explain what they have done.
I said it on the program that the content, some of the content are weighty, which I agree, but he's not the right person because he himself contributed to the destruction of this country. $16 billion for power sector in this country. Where is it? 300 billion naira for federal road. Where is it? Obasanjo, he was head of state when Odi massacre, Thief, Benue, Zakibia were killed. He was asked on CNN, Mr. President, why is it that over 10,000 Nigerians have been killed? Do you know what he said? He said, of course, a country of 120 million, only 10,000 people
Honorable member, we're
Please.
digressing from the issues at hand, and I need to ask you, please, Honorable member, when you look at what the former military president said, you talk about credibility. I'm just going to ask you very quickly. Are you questioning also the credibility of the former military president in his statement?
Let me tell you.
Because he did rule this country, just as Obasanjo did.
Let me tell you, yes. Yeah, he did. And he contributed so much, even though it's not 100%. But you can give him a pass, man, to an extent. Okay? He did. If you look at today, Third Mainland Bridge was built by who? Transcorp was built by whom? National Assembly was built by who? Aso Villa was built by who? Where somebody who came, same properties that former President Babangida built, someone came in and sold all of them.
Okay.
Legislative quarters that's supposed to belong to we state for us to stay, sold because of third-term agenda. This, they call it third force. No, this is not third force. This is third-term agenda,
okay.
third-term project
Baba,
through the back door. Don't deceive me.